Okay, we're back with another manga drawing lesson, and this time we're doing a face in profile. I don't know about the rest of you, but I find drawing a face in profile extremely challenging. There's just this very delicate balance of lines that come together. I'm just going to do a few of the hairs here, but the profile of the drawings, the lines of the nose and the mouth and so forth, just requires a lot of practice. And, everyone has their own preferences on how to make these things look. In fact, most of my drawings of manga faces are inspired to a large degree by other manga artists. I do studies or copies of their work. Of course, the final illustration is never precisely like, I'm not like ripping off someone else's drawing. But just to make sure that I get an accurate feel, I'm generally drawing from other people's work in creating my illustrations. But with the profile, I have found that I've really had to go my own way. I haven't found any manga artists that do the profile the way I like it. And what that really means is going back to the basics of a anatomically accurate profile. I think with a lot of manga, it's highly stylized, and you end up with these very sort of pointy noses and so forth, which, that's a look, and I may go for that at some point. But with this one, I really don't want to go for that super pointy nose kind of a thing. So yeah, I've had to really just come up with my own way of maybe having the character very manga-esque when seen from the front, but then when you do a profile, or when I do a profile for Miki Falls, I end up making the features much more anatomically accurate. We've got to focus, or I'm going to get these lines wrong. You can see I got that hair just a little bit off. The reason being, of course, I'm not going with the natural movement of my wrist. I got to move myself over here to try to get that a little better. In any case, you can hear my little baby Mio. She is a little over 10 months old now, and hopefully we can get her to go to sleep. But now her voice is preserved on YouTube for all history. In any case, this is a drawing of Miki out in the rain. And I don't know if you can see this, but I have the suggestion of raindrops kind of dripping down her face. It should be a fairly dramatic moment in the story. But anyway, my advice to you in doing profiles, drawing a face in profile, is to just focus extra hard on the relationship between, say, the eye and the bridge of the nose. You get that eye too close to the bridge, it looks very strange. That's my tendency, is to accidentally do it too close. Pulling back, I think, ends up making for a more beautiful face. I'm putting in the eyelid here, or I don't know what you call that, the sort of fold above the eyelid. The nose ends up being, of course, rather more prominently featured, but notice that I don't do a really big black nostril. As always, overemphasizing the nostril is not a good idea. With the lips here, I find interestingly that I don't want to draw a big hard line on the bottom side of the lip, but I think you can sort of delineate a little bit over here on the edge and get away with that. I'm going to do this little drop of rain coming off the chin. Hopefully it doesn't look like drool or saliva or something. You're going to need to see the context of the story, I think, too. And again, I'm probably going to use Photoshop for these drops of rain, put little shimmers on them and so forth. I'm going to go ahead and tone in the hair here. It's kind of interesting because with this being a rainy day, I'm getting to draw her hair kind of in a tangle, you know, hopefully attractively messy. That's the challenge, is can you make it attractively messy and not just ugly messy. But that's another thing you can try with your characters. If you find that you're a little bored of drawing them the same way, put them into different situations, like I'm doing here, putting Miki out in the rain. Try drawing your character in the rain, see if it changes the way their hair falls, and different things like that. I'm still working on the hair here. I'm finding that this is a little bit of a challenge to do on video, because normally I would be twirling the paper around, as I'm sure I've said before in other videos, to make full use of the pivot point of my wrist. I don't think I can really get away with that on this video, spinning the paper around, so I'm just going to have to make do. In any case, we're getting pretty near the end of this one, probably. I'm going to clean things up a little bit. Oh, I was going to say about the lip. I find that I can shade the upper lip a little bit, but I stay away from shading the lower lip too much. It's amazing how even the very slight tone creates this heavily lipsticked kind of look. I'm going to do a little more of these little blushy lines here on the face. And before I forget, I always do like to mention that Miki Falls is out there in the stores. Sometimes a little hard to find. My local store seems like every time I go in there, there's one copy. But at least they've got it there in the manga section under M. And my thanks to anyone who goes out and at least flips through it. And boy, you know, if you buy it, of course, I'm very, very grateful for that. In any case, also thanks to all the YouTube subscribers. I've got like, what, 23 of them now. And thanks for all your comments. You know, I have to apologize if somebody sends me a message and you don't hear from me right away. What can I say? I'm pretty busy, and it's hard to reply to all the different emails and so forth that I get from different sources. If you want a guaranteed reply, I'll tell you what to do. Go to www.markcrowley.com. And at the very top, look for that link to my forum, which is really, I think it's proboards.com/markcrowley. In any case, if you go to my website, there's a link there. And with the forum, I just have a different feeling. I tend to respond a lot faster just because I know that there's a good number of people who are going to see it. You know, I'm not just doing a reply for one person. So, like, if you ask me for advice on my forum, I will reply pretty quickly and in greater detail because I know that there's other people reading it, and I don't know, it just seems like a better investment of the time. And sadly, with all these pages that I have to get done, I have to make hard choices like that these days as to, you know, what I do with my time. In any case, we are running down to the end of yet another video here. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing and keeping an eye out for Miki Falls. I do appreciate it, and we'll be back again real soon with more. Take care.